Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. But anyways, I have a video just basically giving my thoughts on this article from Kotaku, which is apparently behind all these supposed GTA 6 leaks this week, where GTA 6 had supposedly been delayed. So I'll be reading through this and giving you guys my thoughts on it, and apparently this article has now been updated. Now, I want to make one thing clear to you guys here is I didn't really want to make this video at first, but the reason I made this video is because there's been so many comments of just people asking me to react to this article and give my thoughts on it, but I'm just basically going to give you guys my perspective on why I don't typically do videos on stuff like this. And if you ever see like anybody, saying, oh, why is Professional not covering the GTA 6 leaks, feel free to send them this video. So basically, they can understand my reasoning. But anyways, the reason I tend to not cover stuff like this is because it's not from Rockstar. I only tend to really cover stuff when it comes directly from Rockstar. When it doesn't come directly from Rockstar, it's not 100% reliable. There's a lot of false leaks out there. Like you see there's entire YouTube channels dedicated to just doing nothing but just GTA 6 leaks. Like there's no actual content on the channel. It's a speculation just endlessly. And so I tend to stay away from stuff like that. I like my channel to be seen as reliable and honest, and so I just only cover stuff when we have direct confirmation and direct evidence from Rockstar. That's just basically how I do things. So that's why I don't tend to really cover this stuff. So that's why it just took me like a week. I was going to initially cover it, but then there were so many comments, so Professional, please cover it. What do you think of the GTA 6 delay? So there's just so many comments on that, but just understand my perspective is I don't really see a lot of evidence for this stuff. That's why I don't tend to do videos on it. I kind of think it's a waste of a video, and I also think it's kind of lazy because I don't really think a video like this really requires much effort, much work. It's just dissecting supposed GTA 6 leaks that are probably false and probably not even real. But anyways, let's read this. This is where all these GTA 6 leaks are coming from. GTA 6 production reportedly falling behind. Rockstar urges staff to return to the office to avoid delay. Okay, that we know. That we do know that Rockstar has been requesting their staff to come back to the office. That is true at least. The open world sequel is set to launch next year, but leadership is worried it could get delayed until 2026. GTA 6 is one of the most anticipated games in history, with millions of players around the world waiting for any scrap of info or screenshot of the upcoming open-world crime simulator. However, as remote workers struggle with an unwavering return-to-office mandate from Rockstar Games, Kotaku has learned from sources with knowledge of the game's development process that GTA 6 could miss its 2025 window and slip into 2026. So, look. This exactly. Learned from sources with knowledge of the game's development. Right here, exactly. What is the source? Because the thing about this is that the gaming media publishes these articles, every few months, saying that we have, anonymous source at Rockstar. And I'm not saying that they're lying. I'm not. But I could, do a video on my channel saying, like, I have an anonymous source at Rockstar that is telling me this and that and that. So that's why I don't tend to follow stuff like this, because this is not completely reliable. So I'm not saying that they're necessarily lying, but I'm just saying this is not proven. There's no evidence for this. This isn't, peer-reviewed. Update, March 26, 2024, 12:55 p.m. Kotaku has now heard from more sources that while early 2025 was at one point possible, it's no longer the target for GTA 6's launch. As for why some believe this was the case, it seems this information was out of date and a symptom of Rockstar Games' tightening security and communications within the company. I'm told not everyone is always on the same page or kept up to date with the various departments and teams. Personally, I can confirm it's because harder to nail down details since the leaks. However, the majority of sources were certain that early 2025 is no longer possible. Instead, the target is firmly fall 2025, and while most seem confident of hitting that date, I'm still told there is a possibility of a delay, as previously reported. Oh, okay. We'll break this down here. Okay. Okay, here, an out-of-date symptom of Rockstar Games' tightening security and communication with the company. So because Rockstar is apparently tightening information on the game, people are speculating that the game is apparently going to get pushed back later on. I mean, come on. GTA 6 is Rockstar's largest project ever. This is the largest project that they've ever made, and this is going to be Rockstar Games' biggest and best-selling game ever. I guarantee you. This game will sell double of what GTA 4 and GTA 5 sold combined. I guarantee you it on that. But here's the thing about this. Is we're people speculating early 2025, fall 2025. When can we expect the game? 2025. The game is going to come out somewhere between between, I would say, January 1st, probably not going to come out on January 1st, not likely, January 1st, and I would say probably November. That's probably when I would put it at that. So between January 1st and November. Now, why am I putting that? Why do I choose that window specifically? January, I'm 90% certain it's not going to come out. Probably February and March, probably not as well. The reason I'm putting November instead of December is because the vast majority of companies, when they want to release a game, they want to release it before Christmas. So it would make no sense to release GTA 6 like right after the holidays. So when you notice that a lot of games tend to release in November, you guys notice that there's a pattern in that. The reason is because it's 1 month before the holidays, so it gives people plenty of time to purchase that game as a gift for somebody for the holidays, for people doing holiday shopping. That's why game companies love releasing games in November. So I'll say between January and November 2025, that is it. Don't listen to this, people saying early 2025, or they're saying fall 2025, between January and November. That is really what it's going to be, between January and November. I can't picture the game coming out in December. It is possible, but it's between January and November. That is it. Unless you get information from Rockstar, the game could get delayed. It could. But when the game is going to get delayed, Rockstar is going to let us know. That's the reason that Rockstar did not give us a specific date in 2025. They just said 2025 is because it's subject to change. Because if you give the time slot of 2025, you don't have to announce a specific day in that year. You have the entire year to basically work on it. So if you get a delay, if something goes wrong, you have extra months to work on it. That's why they tell us 2025 and not 2026. Let's see here. Officially unveiled in December 2023 after a massive 2022 leak, GTA 6 is the hotly anticipated follow-up to 2013's GTA 5, over a decade after the game's release and its massive, still growing sales numbers. Rockstar Games is hard at work on the sequel, which is set in Vice City, a fictional take on Miami, Florida. The game is set to come to PS5 and Xbox Series sometime in 2025, and internally that's still the plan. Kotaku is told by sources with knowledge of the situation that early 2025 is currently the goal. However, Kotaku has also learned that it's becoming more and more likely the sequel might not land late until 2025. It's also possible that it could even slip into 2026 as production reportedly falls behind. Okay, so what I'll say about this right here is when I was doing my GTA stream on Sunday, I had one guy come in the chat. I forget the guy's name, but if you happen to comment, let me know that you were the one who told me this. But basically, one person in the comment section told me that you were right, professional. The game could possibly get delayed until 2026. Basically, a couple weeks ago, I started saying on streams that the game could very much get delayed until 2026. I didn't say that I know this for certain. I said that the game could get delayed based on previous Rockstar projects. Because if you look at previous Rockstar games, like I think Red Dead Redemption 1, I think that game got delayed like 3 times, and I think Red Dead Redemption 2 was supposed to come out in 2017. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it supposed to come out in 2017? But it got pushed all the way back to fall 2018. So the point that I'm getting at is that I wasn't predicting really anything when I said that. I appreciate the support from people who said that I was right on that, but I wasn't I wasn't trying to predict anything. The only thing I was basically saying is that a lot of Rockstar games in the past have been delayed until 2026, so it's entirely possible the game could very much get delayed until 2026. But right here you see coming 2025. Until Rockstar Games changes this, until Rockstar Games says that it's going to be coming out in 2026, expect it to come out in 2025. Like I said, between January and November 2025. That is when the game is going to come out, unless Rockstar changes something. In February, following numerous leaks, Bloomberg reported that Rockstar Games is mandating its employees to return to work 5 days a week in the office beginning in April. The short notice and drastic change caught many by surprise and has led to frustration from staff who feel like they are being pushed out after being hired remotely, as reported by Aftermath on March 19th. Okay, so this is probably the only part of the article that actually has evidence behind it. Yes, Rockstar staff has been asked to return to the office. A lot of people have been working from home. Me personally, the way I see it is, I don't have a problem with people working at home. If somebody can work at home and do their job just as well as they can do it in the office, why should they bother, coming to the office? Why should they bother driving, wasting gas, wasting a huge portion of the day? They can, get up, have breakfast, get on their computer, and start work immediately. They don't gotta drive across town, get stuck, rush hour traffic. So, I don't see this issue of people saying, they gotta return to the office, blah, 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 this. I think that working at home is more convenient. You get up in the morning and have breakfast and you get to sit down at your computer. You don't get frustrated driving back and forth, going across town. Then at the end of the day, you're exhausted. I think that and also you're right next to your kitchen, so you can make yourself food anytime. You don't got to go out to eat constantly. So, my personal opinion, I think that if you can work from home and you can do the job, like some jobs you can't work from home, obviously, physical labor jobs. But if you're doing an online job and you can demonstrate that you are doing that job and you are not falling behind, you are still keeping the exact same pace, I don't see why you should return to the office. What Rockstar is probably scared about here is with their employees coming to the office, they're probably not scared about the project, the project being delayed or people slacking off. What they're probably scared about is if people are working on this game at home, there's more of a chances of this getting leaked. That's probably what they're scared of. They're probably scared of some developer giving some leaks out to somebody, and some, more video, some more footage getting out. I think that happened previously in the past. It happened, months back when we had that trailer coming out. I don't know if we ever found out how that footage was leaked exactly. But those images, I would say, before the hack, the one afterwards, right before we got the trailer. But that's probably what they're scared about. They're probably scared that it could possibly get leaked, that people are working at home on this and not in the office. In the office, everything is more controlled. It's company computers. Let's see. While security and quality are reported by the main reasons Rockstar is instituting the mandate to return to the office, I was told by sources who wish to remain anonymous to avoid possible retaliation. The development on GTA 6 has started falling behind. I'm told this has leadership at Rockstar nervous and worried about the game missing the 2025 window and slipping into 2026. Another big reason the company is pushing for a return to the office in April. Okay, yeah, so like I said, I think their main concern here is that the game is possibly going to get leaked more. That's probably what they're that's probably what they are concerned with the most here. But I will say about this is Rockstar is not a good company to work for. You would think that Rockstar is a great company to work for. Rockstar makes some of the best, most amazing games ever. But do you guys remember years ago, this is, 6 years ago, when they were talking about Red Dead Redemption 2 being made, and there was all that information coming out on how the employees were, working 6 days a week. They were working extremely long hours. So, I don't know if it's been 100% proven on that. So, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of evidence behind it that Rockstar was getting their employees to work massive hours on Red Dead Redemption 2. And the thing about this is, what I'll say is, I'm not one of those people that is like, oh, give me GTA 6, give me right now. I will take GTA 6 when it comes out, and I would rather have a good finished product that is not rushed, is not full of glitches, is not full of bugs. But when I tell that to some people, people tell me, oh, professional, well, Rockstar's had 10 years already, we want the game now. But just think, do you want another cyber punk on your hands? Do you want another disaster like that? Do you want that? The people that say, I want GTA 6 right now, just think, do you want something like that to happen? Because I remember, I never played Cyberpunk, but I remember there was just so many people just rushing the developers saying, we want it now, we want it now, we want Cyberpunk now. And then when the developers finally released it, it was just a buggy, glitchy mess. The game itself wasn't bad, but it was all the glitches and all the bugs. So trust me, you don't want something like this with GTA 6, so don't rush them. Let them take their time with it. Even if the game gets pushed back to 2026, I'm fine with that as well. It would be annoying, but I'm personally fine with that. If it means we get a better product, but also not just a better product, we get staff that is more relaxed and is not stressed out. Because I'll tell you something, I don't want some, guy at Rockstar, and I'm not talking about the CEOs at Rockstar. I'm not talking about the big executives, the guys in suits and Take-Two, those guys. I'm talking about the common worker, the people, the programmers, all these guys who sit at the computer and design the game, design the streets, design the cutscenes, people like that. I don't want these people to overwork themselves. I can wait. I can, if it means the game gets delayed by a couple months, but the workers at Rockstar don't overwork themselves, I'm fine with that. So I don't want these people, to hurt themselves, overworking themselves, because that probably happened with Red Dead Redemption 2. So that's what a lot of people don't think about, is they don't think about, the mental health of these workers, and they don't think about, what they might be going through. So, just think about the immense pressure that a lot of these developers might have. Is, like I said, I'm not talking about the people, the CEOs, the rich people, the people at the top. I'm talking about the average worker at Rockstar. They are probably extremely stressed out. They're probably extremely pushed to make deadlines. That's probably so I don't want those guys stressed out. I want those guys to, release a nice product, take their time with it, don't rush, and I also care about their mental health. At the moment, I'm told that Rockstar is still aiming for GTA 6 to arrive in spring 2025, while an early 2025 release is the goal. Sources say they aren't sure if this will happen in a fall 2025 launch. Seems more plausible and feasible. Meanwhile, delaying the game to 2026 is on the table as sort of a fallback plan or emergency option if needed. Okay, you don't need to be a reporter to, get information like this. Like, it's obvious that a developer has a fallback plan. It's obvious on that in case of emergency, they're going to push back the game. And of course, it should be noted, and I was reminded when talking to folks about the situation, that Rockstar Games historically waits until the last minute to make changes or alter plans. The next trailer for the game, no word on when to expect, might not reflect the delays the company pushes forward in development. Kotaku is contacting Rockstar Games. Speaking to Aftermath, one employee shared concerns that after improving over the last few years, Rockstar Games could slide back into dev crunch as GTA 6 enters the final part of its long development. We're concerned about going back to that, said one Rockstar employee to Aftermath. I've been through a couple of projects, both of which had crunch. The first one was extremely difficult. I had way less gray hair back then. We want to continue the strides where we've made as a company to remove that toxic culture. Even if the game is internally pushed back until late 2025 or is publicly delayed until 2026, it doesn't mean workers who are being forced to return to the office against their wishes won't have to crunch. In fact, sometimes delays even... delays just mean more crunch. Regardless, it's clear that GTA 6's final year of the development won't be easy or quick as the company aims for 2025. What is this dev crunch? I've never heard of this term before. Okay, so I just looked up what crunch was exactly. I didn't know what developer crunch was. I had to look it up, but apparently it's exactly what I just said. That it's when the developer is overworked, they are they're basically pushed to almost their breaking point. Tons of overtime, working way more than 60 hours a week. That is pretty much what crunch is. I just actually never knew what that I never heard of that term. So this is the first time that I'm hearing it in this article. So I just had to look that up. But that is pretty much it for this video here, guys. Is like I said, I'm not saying that these reporters are lying or anything like that. What I'm saying is you got to think about it. Is these people are in the media, and the media. Gaming media, just like any other media, makes money with more views. The more views they get, the more money they get because they have ads on their articles, on their news videos. So any kind of GTA 6 news is going to make headlines, and it's going to get them tons and tons and tons of views because this is the most anticipated game ever of all time that I can think of. So just keep that in mind, is that the media is a business, and I don't really see a lot of evidence behind a lot of this stuff. So just anybody who tells you the game is going to get pushed back to 2026, it can definitely happen, but right now, at this moment, right, like I said, between January 2025 and November 2025. That is when the game is most likely going to release, that time. Unless Rockstar changes something, then just believe the current date of 2025. So let me know what you guys think down below. Do you agree with me? If you guys enjoyed the video, do drop a like. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.